and hedge fund 1998. In 1994, John Meriwether, the famed Salomon Brothers bond trader, founded a hedge fund called Long-Term Capital Management. Meriwether assembled an all-star team of traders and academics in an attempt to create a fund that would profit from the combination of the attempt to create a fund that would profit from the combination of the academics' quantitative models and the traders' market judgment and the execution capabilities. Sophisticated investors, including many large investment banks, flocked to the fund, investing 1.3 billion at inception. LTCM seemed destined for success.
The key factors that affected the financial crisis. First one is the debt. Lending large sums of money into the property market pushes up the price along with the level of personal debt. And second one is highly leveraged investments started to crumble. Since so many bank and pension funds were invested in LTCM, its problem treated to push most of them to near bankruptcy. Third, examining the effects of the Russia default and the LTCM crisis. The LTCM crisis separately is that the former affected credit risk concern, while the latter worked as a global liquidity shock. And the last one is LTCM's investment strategies. Like many hedge funds, the LTCM investment strategies were based open hedging against a fairly regular range of volatility in foreign currencies and bonds.
I proceed the type of this LTCM hedge fund 1998. First is transfer risk. When the foreign government controls the delivery of a foreign currency. This is about the he is pointed out that the hedge fund provides the liquidity to market that needs buyer and seller. Since LTCM is willing to act as counterparty to the risk transfer contract engaged by other counterparties. LTCM also assumes one side on the misallocated market, thereby forcing period market price for the transaction. For the second, credit risk. When the counterparty to a contract does not perform due insolvency. This is about the cost strategy of LTCM. Can be described as convergence anti-bridge trades, trying to take advantage of small difference in price among near identical bonds. Compare, for instance, a corporate bond yielding, example, 10%, and an otherwise identical treasury bond with a yield of 7%. And then the yield spread of 3 represents some compensation for credit risk. For the third, market risk. Market risk is market movement can cause losses. Where since a long position in the instrument is offset by a short position in a similar instrument of its derivative, it's based on small price difference which are likely to converge over time as the arbitrage is spotted by the rest of the market and avoided. And then liquidity risk, when a market price up and it's become impossible to liquidate a position. LTCM probably has classified most of its long position as liquid. Those having national exposure to the liquidity factor equal to twice its total balance sheet. And then operational risk, where operational risk, clerical error can cause risk. Where in the operational risk, they have fraud is an element of operational risk management. So frequency issues include misstatement of fund investment, irregular risk of investor funds, illegal trading, and lacking resources.
I proceed with how LTCM managed the crisis. First is Mary Bertie identified that he was looking for the fresh investment of around 1.5 billion to carry the fund flows. But there is no one to invest in their company. So to save the US banking system, the Federal Reserve Bank of New York President William M.C. McDonald combined with the bank to combined with the bank to bail out LTCM with 3.5 billion. In return for 90% ownership of the fund. In addition, the Fed started lowering the Fed stand rate as a reassurance to investor that the Fed would not whatever was needed to support the US economy.
Okay, I will proceed with the framework IFI and Basel II. Okay, Basel II is the new Basel Capital Accord which is known as Basel II, which is update of the 1988 Accord, which was adopted by more than 100 countries worldwide. Okay, the new Basel II regulation put forward by the Basel Committee on Banking Supervision are aimed at improving the safety and soundness of the financial system by aligning capital assessment more closely with the underlying risk in the banking industry, providing a true supervisory review process, and enhancing market discipline. If we apply Basel II correctly, intelligently and in a timely manner, it can potentially reduce capital reserve for some banks and consequently increase the amount of capital available for investment. Then, as a financial institution, needs to ensure the timeliness and integrity of their data and aggregate different risk types, automating and standardizing the aggregation of data residing in various systems and repositories across the bank will bring efficiency to the process while maintaining the data integrity. Then, the step to mitigate this crisis by use the VAR, value at risk, which is value at risk models are the primary means through which financial institutions measure the magnitude of their exposure to market risk. This model, VAR, designed to estimate for a given portfolio the maximum amount that a bank could lose over a specific time period with a given probability. This way, they will provide a summary measure of the risk exposure generated by the given portfolio. Okay, management also decide whether it feels comfortable with this level or exposure or not and act accordingly. Value at risk model also extensively used for reporting and limiting risk, allocating capital and measuring performance. Calculation of VAR depends on the method used. As we learned, VAR has three methods, which is historical data, and Monte Carlo method. Then these inputs are then combined in various ways depending on the method. So each method has their own ways to analyze the value at risk. LTCM use a combination of different VAR techniques. LTCM claimed that its VAR analysis show that investor might experience a loss of 5% or more in about 1 month in 5, and a loss of 10% or more in about 1 month in 10. Only 1 year in 50 should it lose at least 20% of its portfolio. So, by using historical data, project information about it shows about the future price movement.
Summary, we can see that market values matter for leverage portfolios. Liquidity itself is a risk factor. Models must be stress tested and combined with judgment, and financial institutions should aggregate exposures to common risk factors. That's all. Thank you. Any questions?
Questions? Are you referring to how many articles for this presentation? Only one article, what? How many articles that you use? Huh? Only? Huh? Two articles only? Banyak. What is actually from your understanding lah? Because when you put in the slides, I could not see what is the. I know what is the problem actually on the LTCM, but you did not put it in your presentation. What actually, from your understanding, their actual problem? You said it is because of the debt, but why? Just cerita sajalah. What this company do? Huh? What does LTCM do? Their core business. Huh? It is in your slide pun tak boleh cari. I don't want you to copy paste from the text. When you copy paste from the text, this is what happening. You don't understand. What do they do actually LTCM ni?
LTCM hedge fund tu kan dia punya macam dana kan.
Okay.
Lepas tu satu masa tu dia macam kekurangan wang, dia guna LTCM tu long term tu kan.
Okay, long term LTCM they have funds, so they give. Is it loan or investment or what? They're trading bond. Okay, so and then what happening actually? What actually happened? The fund had lost substantial amount of investors' equity capital. Why? What happened in 1998 actually?
The crisis masa.
What crisis?
Russia.
It is a global financial crisis, kan? Because the crisis does not only involve US but globally. Even the Russian devalue their currency, right? Betul tak? So what happened then? Because of the bonds, so they could not. Go to the next slide. Go to the next slide. Okay. Key factors that affected the financial crisis. The debt. Whose debt? Whose debt? Personal debt. Okay, the leverage investment started to crumble. High leverage investment started to crumble. If the Russian default, no, is there any the effects of the Russian default and the LCM? What does it mean? In your own language, cerita balik. Jangan baca teks. Cerita. What do you mean by that? What is the relationship of the Russian default and LTCM? There must be a relationship there. Why falls of the Russian currency affected LTCM?
The LTCM crisis separately performer affected credit risk. Credit risk concern while the later work as a global shock.
Okay, apa yang you faham kat situ?
Maksudnya macam
What do you understand from that? Apa yang you faham? What is the relationship between the LTCM and the Russian currency? Dalam bahasa Malaysianya, apa kaitan LTCM ni dengan mata wang Rusia? Apa kaitan dia dengan Rusia tu?
Macam LTCM ni dia hold significant position in government.
Okay.
Rusia government.
Government or bond? Bond lah, government bond lah. Itu yang tu perkataan tu saya dengar. Okay. Russian government bond. Okay.
Lepas tu in 1990
global financial.
Russian default in debt.
Aha.
So dia punya default tu dia effect kat LTCM.
Okay.
As a significant position.
Yes. Itulah. Kenapa pula? Apa susah sebab because you copy dalam you faham.
Kita orang ambil tu, kita orang dah
Sebab that's why I said I want you to write in your own words. When you pick up from the text, dia jadi you tak faham. You faham lah tu. Itu yang saya nak sebenarnya. Kan? Dia sebenarnya invest in the whole government bond. Duit tu, funding tu, government bond. So collapse of because when Russian government could not pay the coupon interest tu, so dia orang tak ada lah income. So that is the credit risk there. Betul? Kan? And then furthermore, buka lagi set lagi. Apa selepas ni? Macam mana you boleh ada transfer risk kat situ? When the foreign government controls the delivery of foreign currency, it is under the credit risk supposedly. Kenapa transfer risk tu? Apa transfer risk tu apa? Yang you baca tadi, siapa yang baca tadi? Risk transfer. Lain risk transfer dengan transfer risk ni. Sekarang ni it is under credit risk lah, kan? Because you cannot get back, you cannot get the interest from from the bond. So this dah jadi credit risk. Okay, market risk. Market movement can cause losses. Apa tu? Because of the forex, foreign exchange, kan? So because of that, because of the credit risk and the foreign exchange risk, then it has become a liquidity risk, kan? Betul tak? Dia memang dah bankrupt dah ni bank ni. Betul? LTCM bankrupt. Bankrupt. That's why the government ask all the banks to cover back, kan? So operational risk ada kat situ. Clerical errors. Is there any clerical errors in this case? Tak ada. Ada ke? It is not like the previous cases, kan? It is not like the AIB just now. False reporting. Ada false reporting? Tak ada, kan? It is not because of the false reporting. So, yes, it is because of the credit risk and also market risk. And it has become the liquidity risk. So, I want you to cancel out this operational risk and transfer risk. So, you have the idea, but it's just that dah salah masuk. Okay? Okay.
Maksudnya credit risk, market risk, tiga je.
3 saja. Okay, go back to the next slide. Okay. So this is the risk treatment. That means just remember in because at this time Basel II tak ada lagi. Basel II in 2002 kan. This one in 1998. So that their Federal Reserve Bank, the Federal Reserve Bank is their central bank lah, macam Bank Negara Malaysia. So they ask 15 banks to bail out LTCM. Bail out, that means they inject the capital because LTCM does not have any money anymore. So all these 15 banks give their capital to save LTCM. Right? So in return of the 90% ownership of the fund, in addition, the federal started lowering the federal funds rate as reassurance to investors that federal would do whatever was needed to support the US economy. So what does it mean that? Why? Kenapa?
Because it is bond for government, so it affect the country. Because of that, they give a 90% of ownership.
90% of ownership of the fund from the 15 banks. So they lowering the interest rate, and interest rate to stabilize back the economy. Okay, so if in Basel, in Islamic banking, how can we avoid this? If it is in Islamic banking, Islamic financial institutions, if this is a Islamic financial institution, can you avoid this or not? The actual problem is because of what? Because of the bond, kan? Foreign exchange bond. But if in Islamic financial institutions, do we have bonds? We have sukuk. Sukuk is more stable, so it does not affected by the foreign exchange rate. So if we use sukuk, so at least we can reduce the risk lah, the loss. That's why you need to identify what is the actual problem in this case. If you cannot identify, how we want to treat, kan? We need to treat. So you know that the problem arises because of the bond. So when Russian government devalue their currency, so it affect because of the forex. So now in Islamic financial institution, we are not depending on foreign exchange, kan? we are not depending on the foreign exchange. So it will be stable. Itu je. Yang cerita panjang-panjang. But I just to understand how you said that the VAR, using the VAR, saya tak berapa faham yang tu. Cerita sikit dengan bahasa yang mudah. Apa yang you faham dengan bahasa you sendiri?
Macam kan dalam e-vessel tu dia
Masa ni tak ada bahasa tu lagi.
macam kalau vessel tu dia nak allocate dia vessel tu ni as a capital allocation untuk more risk sensitive. So macam kalau ni kan dia nak advise, so untuk ni, untuk case ni kita advise guna VAR.
Guna VAR? In vessel tu? Vessel tu ada VAR? Kita tak guna VAR dalam vessel tu. Dalam vessel tu kita guna apa? Capital CAR, Capital Adequacy Ratio. So how you want to use that capital adequacy ratio in this case? Macam mana? Ada idea? Kita kan ngeng tadi. Apa? Remember, when you talk about capital adequacy ratio, we talk about credit risk, market risk, and also operational risk, kan? So let's say if we use what you call sukuk, so our market risk actually is minimum. So if it is minimum, that means your capital ratio is higher lah. Sebab capital bawah tu risk kan, capital risk plus ada pen saya? Ni. Okay, tengok sini ya. When we talk about capital adequacy ratio, it is total capital kan. Ni yang tier 1, tier 2 tu capital. Credit risk, weighted average plus market risk plus apa? Operational risk, weighted average. Okay. Right? Capital ni tier 1. Okay. Right. Now, by using the Basel 2, because at that time we don't have Basel 2 yet. By using Basel 2, when this one is reduced because of the Islamic financial, this one small. If this one is small, so what happened to our ratio? And it's going to be higher lah. So because if your market risk is high, so your CAR will become lower. So we control this one. So in your case, if we can control this, we reduce this, we reduce the market risk because of the forex, okay, because we did not have the bond, we use sukuk, so we can reduce this. Ni lah yang tidak. We reduce this one, market risk. So when you reduce this market risk weighted average, so your CAR will increase. Itulah lima adil tu. So please rewrite on your proposal report also. That not VAR. VAR is on the credit risk. not on this Basel 2 punya issue. Faham tak ini? Okay, any questions? Ada nak tanya dia orang? Faham tak isu dia? This LTCM, the issue is they have the fund. They bought bond, Russian bond, and then collapse of the Russian currency. That's why they lost, and due to the global financial crisis as well. So because of the foreign exchange as well, and how this the government, how do they mitigate mitigate this loss? By bail out by another bank. That means LTCM does not have any more money, so we get capital. Okay. In Basel 2, this is under Pillar 2 kan? Supervisory control. That means when there is a collapse, the bank has collapsed, the CAR has become less than because of the market risk increase, so the CAR reduced. So now there is a intervention by the central bank to bail out this LTCM. So can you see the usage of Basel 2 now? Okay, thank you very much.